Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Thursday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome. Good to see you. I think I finally figured out most of what I need to figure out with StreamYard because I think now if you comment in Facebook, I will also um, see your comments there, and so yeah, that's kind of exciting. Can you guys hear me? Okay. If you're here, let me know if you hear me. Okay. Should be able to hear me okay. All right. Well, let's get into life coaching. You know, this is an interesting topic because it's hot. There are so many life coaches now. People are, claiming to be a life coach like left and right. And it's interesting because as you're joining me live, let me know you're here. Drop a comment from wherever you are, even if it's Facebook. So I know if it's working or not. But so, and you see it on profiles. You talk to people and they say, "Oh, I'm a life coach," and it's an interesting one. Okay. So being a life coach is not just about tuning into personal development and reading a couple of books and maybe even listening to a few podcasts. That doesn't make you a life coach, in my opinion. If that were the case, a lot of us would be life coaches already, right? I don't think that's the case. That doesn't really apply just because you read a couple of books and it just in my book that's not a life coach. And there's certificates, there are programs that you can go through and actually get certified. There's some really big time speakers that they have programs where you can tune into and enroll and become a certified speaker of that organization, of that speaker, if you would. So you could do those things, and that requires a certain amount of studying and working and field work and all that stuff. So it gets you in shape for being a life coach, if you would. So, and I've come across this so many times, um, a dozen times at least, that I can think of right off the top of my head. I can tell you at least a dozen times, and I see this, I hear it all the time, and it kind of, I don't know if it bugs, but it definitely kind of doesn't sit well. You know what I mean? And because I think if you're claiming to be a life coach, you're basically playing with somebody's life. That's not. I mean, you're persuading them to do something, right? And to move their life in a different direction, if you would. And that direction that you're taking them to is 9 out of 10 times out of their comfort zone, which means you've got to be trained to be able to redirect some people's thoughts and flip the switch on them, right? So being a life coach is I feel like it's pretty sacred because, like I said, you're taking somebody's life in your hands, and if you're pretty good, you can persuade them and do all kinds of stuff. Look, Hitler was in a way a life coach. Tony Robbins is a life coach. Gandhi life coach, right? It doesn't. It just means you have a presence about you. Now, I'm gonna as you're joining me live. Hey, Andrea, what's going? Oh, now I can see comments from Facebook. I'm so excited. That's awesome. I'm very excited about that. So I'll share this with you, and this comes from the heart because I've had this exact conversation with a few of you, and that's the reason why I'm doing this live. But this comes from the heart, so I feel I definitely want you to get it from the heart. Oh, that's cool. I can actually see hearts too. Who gave me a heart? I saw a heart. What's glow? What's going? Oh, that's so cool that I can see the comments in from Facebook. Very excited about that. I get excited over little things, little things. So I've had this conversation with a few of you, and this is a real conversation. So I want you to know this comes from the heart. Like I said it on the phone too, but being a life coach is is a big deal. Okay, and quite a few of you, refer to me as a coach, and I'm humbled by it. I've never even called myself a coach because it would be very self-proclaimed. You know what I mean? It's not like I got any certifications or anything. So many of you humble me like that, but I don't go around saying like I'm a life coach or anything like that. I just but here's the main ingredient. If you are claiming to be a life coach or want to be a success coach or some kind of a coach of that kind, this is the main ingredient. You ready for this? Because some of you are not going to be ready for this. I'm telling you. If you want to be a life coach, if you want to be a success coach, the first thing, the main ingredient for you is you got to be open to life. You got to get your butt out of your comfort zone. You got to do crap that is not at all with what you go with. You got to flip the switch yourself. Some of you, I love how you say you're a life coach and you don't even want to look at any opportunities. How are you going to tell? If a client came up to you and said, hey, you know what, I want to do this, but I want to make some more money. I just don't know where. Yeah. What would you tell that person as a life coach? Would you say, well, or would you be able to say, get yourself out of that couch, get your butt in gear, let's go? But some of you are not willing to do that yourself. This is hilarious. I want to teach people how to be successful. I want to teach people to do this. I want to teach people to do that. I want, and then, hey, would you like to take a look at an opportunity or anything like that? No. Oh, okay. So when you're in the trenches, when your client is in the trenches and say, hey, I'm struggling, I'm having a really freaking tough time here, what do I do? You're like, hold on, let me get my book. I'm sure it's on page 368. So let me just look it up. Oh yeah, this is what you do. Okay, how does that even make any sense? Basketball coach probably knows how to play basketball. He's probably played a few games. Doesn't just show up one day and say, I'm a basketball coach. I have a basketball. And the funny thing is, some of you actually charge people for this. But the other side is some of you actually pay for this stuff. It's like, if you're a life coach, you got to be open to life, which means you got to be open up to things, to out of your comfort zone stuff. You got to be open to reading 2 books a month, 3 books a month. You got to be open to listening to podcasts and other interviews all freaking day, every day. Just because you read one book doesn't make you a life coach. And so please, pretty please. I've actually done this live before, but this conversation was like 4 conversations. It was like 4 different people that came up. I have to talk about this. So I've talked about this before, but so please, pretty please, with like a cherry on top, if you're gonna be life coaching anybody, first of all, be open to handle some tough stuff, tough situations, get in the trenches to get respect. Personally, I won't hire you got to pay for it, right? I won't hire a coach who hasn't done what he says he's going to, like he wants me to do, or she. If she says, I want you to do this, but she hasn't done it herself, it's like, why would I want that coach? Doesn't make any sense. I would have no respect for that person. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't. Right? So, and this goes in everything in life, not just like in coaching. You can't just tell people that you are this and that, and you really aren't. Develop those skills, work on them, and then really, if you want to impact the world and change some lives and do some big things, then I work with some big people. Okay, I work with some really big dudes in the profession and gals. Some really big names in the profession. Like I've interviewed them. Totally forgot about Thursdays with Sean. Let me share this with you. My guest for tonight had to reschedule for next week, so we're on for next week. It's just been a crazy 3 days in my life, but yeah, so we had to reschedule for next week. So Thursdays with Sean back next week, no problem. I got some gangster like friends and mentors that I'm interviewing, right? And the funny thing is, these people Ray charges. I don't want to say, but there are trainers that charge. I'll just say this: there are trainers that charge anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 an hour for a private hour. Get that, okay? 5 to 20,000, 30,000. Grant Cardone charges about $25,000 an hour. 4 hours with him is $100,000. That's no chump change. And the funny thing is, when you ask these guys, they don't say they're a coach. Be humble and learn the skills, develop them, get in the trenches, do all the stuff that is going to come up that you're going to ask other people to do. Get some respect, get some skin on your bones, and then go out there and actually impact the world and try to change people's minds and persuade them into a better life. Other than that, it's just not going to last for you or the person in front of you. So maybe this was a little bit of a vent and training at the same time, but I feel like a lot of people these days claim to be a life coach and a success coach and a this coach and a that coach. And to me, if I were to hire somebody, I would want to see the calluses on their hands. I would want to see that. That means they've been in the trenches. They've done the work. You know what I mean? So I think I beat that subject to death. Who's still here? I can't tell who's here. I wish I could tell who's here, who's not here. Throw some hearts or live or tell me. See, it won't tell me who it is, who's not. Okay. Well, with that, Hopefully, you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. My apologies for Thursdays with Sean. I actually haven't been on social media at all day. I just posted the quote of the day, like, I don't know, mid-afternoon, and I've disappeared. So I haven't been on social media. I'm gonna go back, maybe tonight, maybe not, to get back to everybody. But tomorrow for sure, I'll get back to everybody. So with that, drop one takeaway from this live below. Gloria is here. Glow is still here. I love the fact that I can see comments from Facebook. And I added a little thingy thing here, little my name, little sidekicksean.com. So that's cool. So with that, if you feel like this was worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love. Tag a couple people. Hey, tag those life coaches. I'll take the heat. It's all good, baby. Bring it on. And with that, I am Sean Azimi with sidekicksean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow a side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.